Make sure it don't fall there. I need to stop doing this. Put it directly. What up? Is that you, Mike, logging in from the unpopular opinion? Let me go ahead and share this out. Oh no, it ain't no worry, Mike. That ain't no big deal. I just thought it was funny. I thought you was trying to plug me or something. So I guess we'll let some more people we'll let some more people get on up in here. Yeah, man. Hey, the Browns played real good today. Um I didn't the problem is with the Browns is our record is a lot worse than what we really are. You take away week one, we miss a field goal that could have won us the game. Um, we lose against the Saints. We miss an extra point against the Saints. So instead of having them having to drive down the field to kick a field goal to win the game, I mean, to at least put pressure on them. Now they got no pressure. The Raiders, the one game that the Raiders did win this year, we should have won that one. The refs took that one from them. So our record is a lot worse than what we actually been playing. But that's okay. I think next year we'll get it together. Next year we'll get it all right. Falcons suck. Yeah, I think the Falcons suck. I mean they've been bad all year. The one bright spot has been Matt Ryan. Julio Jones, yeah, he scored today. They kind of got him an easy one on the goal line. I kind of expected that to happen. That he was at least going to get in the end zone at least once today. He ended up getting in the end zone, right on the goal line. But yeah, the Falcons has been who they've been all year long. They haven't deviated from the plan. They've been who they are. If y'all see me looking down, it's because I'm sharing the stream right now so we can get some more people in here. What questions y'all got? The Saints murderized the Bengals today without Julio. I mean, without AJ Green. AJ Green hurt. Had that he had that little foot injury or whatever it was. Um, Said what happened to RTL today. Well, you can talk to Michael for that. Mike is normally the production guy. He's normally the producer of the show. Yeah, I don't know what Mike was doing picking Florida State. I told him about that today. But Mike is our producer of the show, and when he's not there, we have to go through other measures. And for some reason, my equipment wasn't working today, so we had to go through Matthew's stuff. So we did the show, me and Matthew today, but it just hasn't got posted yet. It's a long one too. Hopefully y'all like it when it do get posted. Yeah, I don't know why he picked Florida State. I told him about that today. Like, man, as bad as Florida State has played all year long, I don't see how he thought um Florida State would be any resemblance of worth anything. I just don't understand. Um, Even with Wimbush in there, um, they won 3 games this year. So I mean, it's not like he's not capable of playing football. I mean, he's playing football. Ian Book just gives them the best option. So I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was going through picking Florida State. I wouldn't even pick Florida State, and I've been a fan all my life. So uh, I don't know why he did that. Who else? Who else did we have today? Yeah, the Saints, man. I like how they was showing Dez Bryant some love today. Ingram started it off, and then Kamara, and then Michael Thomas. They they saying that he's family. He may resign there in the off season, and I really wouldn't see why. You'll get him at a discount price again, so it's not like you'll be losing out on anything. I mean, even this year, what they only paid him like $500,000. Yeah, I like the move. I mean, Dez Bryant is still a capable receiver. I mean, I've been saying this for the longest that the only reason why I think Dez Bryant's number slipped was because of Dak Prescott, and you see everybody's number slip when they playing with Dak Prescott. I mean, he can't push the ball down the field, and that's where that's where Dez Bryant excel at when he's going down the field. Now he had a lot of drops last year, and that's unexplainable. But Dez Bryant can still play football, and playing on the other side of Michael Thomas, he's going to see a lot of single coverage. I like that advantage Dez. Yeah, I mean, I like that move. You think about who they have on that team. They're not they're not needing Dez to come in and be a number one receiver. They already have a number one receiver, and they have two running backs that's more than capable. They just need him to come in and do his job. The Saints will most definitely still win the Super Bowl. I mean, they got the best scoring offense in the NFL without Dez. I mean, he hasn't even played a snap yet, and they're 7-1 and beat the only undefeated team that was left in the NFL. They don't need Dez. Dez was just the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. No, they stick to me. They're still the best. They're going to be the best team, not record wise, in the NFL. They will win the NFC and they will beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I fully believe that. Yeah, I mean, Florida. Yeah, Chris, I don't understand that. Florida State got no shot of doing anything, nothing at all. No, you don't need no depth. But they got enough. They have enough depth. Yeah, I don't think nobody beats the Saints. I mean, like I said, I think they finished the season 12-4. I said that last week. I think they lose two more games. I think the Rams still get the number one seed in the NFC. I think they go 13-3. Obviously they're gonna meet in the NFC Championship. Saints will be traveling to LA, but that's kind of advantage Saints too because they play in the dome. LA is hot. And I think they beat the Rams. The Rams these last couple weeks have been, it's been hard for them to kind of score a lot of points and stop people. I know they scored 36 today, but they didn't look that impressive to me today. And that defense is bad. Outside of Sue and Donald, that defense is terrible. They're good on paper. Peter's still getting burnt, having penalties. I just don't. I don't trust the Rams. Saints keep playing. Yeah, I mean, Brandon. For me, what I thought of the Chiefs today is classic, uh, overlooking. Next week they got a date with the Rams. of the two best teams in the NFL record wise. They're both 9-1. But I think that was a classic. The Cardinals ain't nothing. They're sorry. Let's just get past this week and we'll be all right. And I thought they still played good. I mean, Mahomes and them didn't play bad. So, their defense has always been terrible. They've always given up a lot of yards and all that other stuff. So for me, Kansas City got a good problem. And that problem is they can score anytime. That's all. I'm not worried about KC at all. Oh yeah, Brandon, they beat the Rams. They most definitely beat the Rams. Um, the to me the Rams is beatable. They're not unbeatable at all. So for me, like I said for the longest, I think the Rams will be Super Bowl champs this year. That's what I believe. Yeah, I mean the Chiefs do what they do, and that's throw the football around. And until they can't do that no more, then I'm not really worried about, or I'm not really concerned about whether or not KC can beat this team or KC can beat that team, because you're gonna have to score with KC. New Orleans showed you the blueprint last week to beating the Rams. You got to score points. It's as simple as that. You score points, you got a good chance of beating the Rams, and that's the way I see it. Who else do we have today? Bills and Jets. Bills came alive. Pat will have a second year. Nah, not with that. Not with that core talent that he has. That you can't come out and set the league on fire and not do the same thing next year. And I say that just because his weapons aren't going anywhere. Kelsey, Hunt, Tyreek Hill, those guys aren't going anywhere. They just signed Sammy Watkins this year. So unless something happened where guys get hurt, Patrick Mahomes can do the same thing. Yeah, but Dak wasn't good his first year though. That's totally different. That's totally different. And Dak is a quarterback that's dependent upon his running game, where his weapons wasn't really on the outside. Zeke, remember, their rookie season, Zeke was the rushing champion. Yeah, that's record though. That's a team stat. Don't give me a team stat. Don't give me that. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. So don't give me stats or a team award or a team accomplishment. His team went 13-3. He's still on that team now, and what is he doing? Missed the playoffs last year. Probably gonna miss the playoffs again this year. That's Dak Prescott. So 13-3 is hit. 13-3. No, I'm not saying that he doesn't have any credit to the win, but you put 13-3 up there as if he was the reason they went 13-3. No, they went 13-3 because nobody was touching Ezekiel Elliott until he was 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. And Dak is throwing to wide open receivers. What has he done since then? You put up 13-3. I said, don't give me a team accomplishment. That's what I said. That's a record, right? That wasn't touchdown to interception ratio. That was a record of the team. A team award. Don't give me a team accomplishment. That to me, 13-3 means nothing. He's 3-5 right now. So what we're gonna say about that? This guy is mediocre. Since teams has been able to hone in on he's not good. Yeah, he's not good at all. Last year showed you that. His rookie year, he lit it up. Why? Because Zeke Elliott won the rushing title, over 1,600 yards. Last year, when Zeke wasn't playing, what could Dak do? He couldn't do anything. What is Dak has been doing this year? He hasn't been doing anything. Why? Because he's not a very good quarterback. He's a decent quarterback. He can get you some wins. He's not trash, but he's not the face of a franchise. He's not the guy that you're gonna say, yeah, this is the guy that's gonna take us over the edge. That's not Dak Prescott. If that was the case, he wouldn't. Yeah, I just don't see that. He hasn't showed me that. Why would I be trolling? They missed the playoffs too. They're gonna miss the playoffs 2 out of his 3 years. What do you mean? There's been 32 quarterbacks. My bad. There's been 33 quarterbacks that's played this year. Eligible quarterbacks. 27 times there's been a 275-yard passer. Dak Prescott hasn't been one of them in a passing league where you got guys like Fitzpatrick throwing 300 yards every single week. You got guys like Matt Barkley who haven't played all of last year come in this year and throw 300 yards today. And you really asking me, am I trolling? Stop it. Come on, man. You can't be serious. Oh, I thought he was talking to me. I'm like, yeah, that Prescott he's gonna make some throws like the throw he just made right there. He's gonna give you that a couple times a game, but Dak Prescott is no franchise quarterback. He's no franchise quarterback. As he scored on cue, of course, that's what happened. Running the football. But that has been that MO since he was in college at Mississippi State. Can y'all hear me? Because I had to reconnect. Are we good? Can y'all hear me? I don't think I don't think Joe Flacco goes to the Cowboys though. I haven't seen that rumor. And Jerry Jones has already came out and said Dak Prescott is his quarterback. So I mean, I don't know what's there to talk about. Joe Flacco is not. He's not going to. Yeah, everybody refresh your page. Everybody refresh your page so you can hear me. Yeah, I mean, Jerry Jones has already came out and said that Dak Prescott is going to get extended. And I wouldn't see why they would add a guy like Flacco, who's been a franchise quarterback. Yeah, he won't stay in Ravenland, but he's not going to the Cowboys. I mean, that'd be almost as bad as what Washington did, drafting RG3 number 2 and then going to get Kirk Cousins. 2 quarterbacks that's really not even that really hasn't separated that really hasn't separated themselves. They won't go get Dak Prescott. I mean Joe Flacco. It's gonna cause too much of a quarterback controversy, and Jerry Jones don't want that. So no, I don't see that. I don't see Joe Flacco doing no. No, that's not gonna happen. No, Travis, keep him away from Cleveland. He can go to the Bills or the Jets, or whatever, Miami. Yeah, sure. But no, keep him away from the Browns. We're just fine with Baker. Trust me, we are good with Baker. We don't need RG3. No, we don't need that. Because RG3 is not a polished passer. We don't need a guy that's just going to sit back there and run. Yeah, he throw him somewhere in Miami or wherever. Yeah, don't bring him over here. He's a savior? Savior for who though? Who has he saved? Oh yeah. He don't need to go to any one of those teams, especially not my Cleveland Browns. But who has he saved? Oh, he's not a savior. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, no, he ain't saved nobody. I don't think RG3 is gonna get a legitimate. I mean, he's playing for the Ravens right now. I mean, how much more legitimate can he get? He's playing behind Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. Neither one of those guys are good. You know, if you ask me, in my honest opinion, none of those guys are good. especially not Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't have wasted a first round pick on him. That's for sure. Lamar Jackson, no, he would have been a easily a fourth or fifth round pick for me. I think they pushed it and they brought him into the first round because of height, but that guy is not good. Cowboys game is at halftime, 13-3. No, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think RG3 is gonna get a legitimate shot at being a starter in the NFL. I think he's just gonna be a backup. I think that's gonna be his role from here on out. Maybe he'll get to play if somebody get hurt, but I don't see him having any real contribution at all. I think Jacksonville need a passer. I don't think they would need somebody like a I don't think they would need somebody like a RG3. I think they need more of a passer because they have Leonard Fournette. I don't think you want to do that. Dante Moncrief, he's a pretty good receiver. I just don't I don't see RG3 fitting the mold of Jacksonville of what they really need. Mike, the Cowboys are gonna lose. They're winning now, but they're gonna lose. They always do. Yeah, we are. I had came on last night to do the college football show, but nobody showed up, so I got off. But I think the top six stays the same. Nobody lost. You still got Alabama there. You're gonna have Clemson there. Notre Dame is gonna stay at 3. Michigan is gonna stay at 4. I think Georgia's gonna stay put at 5, and Oklahoma's gonna stay put at 6. Yeah, I was on yesterday for about 11 minutes. I was just sat here and waited for somebody to come in, and nobody showed up, so I just got off. But yeah, I got Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Michigan, Georgia, and Oklahoma. I don't think any of that changes. Um, yeah, the Brandon, and the reason why I say that is because they have a good problem. Oklahoma have a good problem. Unlike Ohio State. Ohio State is a struggling team offensively and defense. I think Oklahoma got the Kansas City effect where they can go score with anybody. After drinking all day. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick to Sundays as long as people are gonna come in. I'll be here. I don't have nothing else to do. But I think Oklahoma problem is, and it's been their problem all year. The committee knew this all year. That Oklahoma don't have a defense. That's not new news. It just didn't happen whenever they got into the top 6. It's been that way all year long. So the fact that they can play with anybody, I think that's worthy enough to put them at number 5. I mean, who will you jump over them? Washington State? Do you believe that Washington State is that good? That they're better than Oklahoma, a one-loss Oklahoma team, and both of them got 1 losses? I don't think so. West Virginia, we're gonna see that matchup. So that's to be determined. We don't even have to worry about that. But right now, I think all the teams win. I think all the teams stay put. I mean, Brandon, they've had O-line problems all year though. I mean, they struggled all year, and that's part of the reason why Zeke Elliott haven't got loose like he used to. That's another reason why Dak Prescott has taken the most sacks that he's ever taken in his career, because of the offensive line problem. So I mean, it's just going to be more struggling the way that they've been struggling. But I'm pretty sure I thought Zach Martin had got back in there. They wrapped his knee up, and he was back in the game. So going forward, I mean, we'll have to monitor his situation. But I think they only I think they'll be fine. No, I think Chris, I think that's the same thing what I mentioned earlier about Kansas City and Arizona. You know, it's Army. Do you really think that did anybody really think Duke was gonna lose to Army today? I mean I know I didn't. So you come in the game a little. I mean it's still 20 points. I mean so it's not like it's not like you know they just struggled. You know they beat them by 20. I think that's a pretty good I think that's a pretty good margin to win by. Zion Williamson went 11-14 again. Army is trash though. They're trash. I don't care about isn't bad. Army is not a good team, and they won't beat half of the Power Five big boys. So they're not good. Those are teams that I consider not good that you're gonna overlook. I mean, when it's Kentucky, yeah, you get up for that kind of stuff. It's Kentucky, just like Kentucky was all riled up for that Duke game. It's all about the opponent. It's all about the matchup, and I just don't think that for them that was a good matchup. I'm a vet myself though. I've been there, done that, but still, Army is trash. Army is not a good football team. It's not a good basketball team. It's nothing. I just shout out to all my Army friends, everybody that's downrange right now. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. But yeah, Army is just not a good team, and they overlooked them, and they still beat them by 20. So I mean, I don't see the problem. No, I was in the Army. I mean, I know. Sorry when I see sorry. I mean, if you're telling me Army is good, then I'm gonna question your ability. Nah, I wish I had went to the Navy. I probably would be somewhere else right now. But no, I was in the Army. But I mean, when has Army ever been good? What back when Bob Knight was coaching Army and Coach K was playing for the Army team? Because Army haven't been good since then. What else? Who else we had? Jaguars and Colts. That AFC South is starting to heat up a little bit with the Colts winning today. Jaguars are officially probably eliminated from contention. Nah, I think they're gonna ride Fitzmagic out for the rest of the year. They ain't got no choice. I mean, who they gonna go to? You're not gonna go back to Jameis because you can't afford to get Jameis hurt. Jameis can't get hurt because if Jameis is on the roster by March, they owe him $20.8 million. And my guess is, being that they went back to Fitzpatrick, they're trying to trade Jameis. Yeah, I think they trade Jameis. Me and Matthew talked about that today, and I think he's a guy that will fit well with a Jacksonville. More pure pocket passer. For me, I just don't want Jameis anywhere down south. I think that's his problem. He's too close to home. He gets in trouble because he knows too many people. He's from the area. Although he's from Alabama. Alabama is just a quick trip right there from Florida. But I think he will fit well with a team like Jacksonville. No, the 49ers are a bad team, period, even with Jimmy G. If they had Jimmy G this year, I still think they lose. To me, I don't think Jimmy G is that good of a quarterback either. I think they overreacted to 6 games last year. They needed a quarterback. John Lynch needed to say, okay, we're all in on this guy. So I think they made Jimmy G the face of the franchise, and I think that's going to be a mistake. Another thing, he don't really have great receivers over there. Now, there's guys that's improving. McKitty, and Goodwin has played really good this year. Matt Breida has played really good this year when he's been healthy. But I don't think that Jimmy G is their savior. That's me. I think they need to go pick up maybe another good receiver to probably help him out, or good tight end. But there's not many of those laying around. So I think the 49ers miss the playoffs again next year, even with Jimmy G healthy. But yeah, I think they do trade Winston. Winston, that's their best option. Because why would you want to give a quarterback $20.8 million when he's turnover prone? He throws it to the other team more than he throws it to your team, and also you don't know whether or not he's gonna have self-inflicted suspensions. Not he's getting hurt. Not he's doing stuff that's gonna get himself either kicked out of the league. And why would you want to owe a guy $20 million to sit on the sideline? So I think they will trade Jameis. He will be gone. But I do believe this. I do believe he's on the roster week 1, and they try to trade him that way. To try to find somebody to get that contract off of. But we'll see. But I think he is traded. It's just a matter of when. Oh no, the Giants. Danny, the Giants are done. The Giants are playing for the #1 pick, and if I was them, I'll be it'll be stupid to not. And as an athlete, of course, you never want to tank. But if I'm the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the bigger picture, yeah, of course, like we want to lose all of these games. That's why you don't change Eli. That's why you leave Eli in there. If you can't push the ball downfield, you're probably not going to score many touchdowns. They need to get a #1 pick because they're not staying put with Eli. They need a quarterback. They got the receiver. They pay Odell. They got the running back they wanted in this year's draft with Saquon Barkley. Now they need a quarterback. They got an offensive lineman last year. They need a few more, but I think getting a quarterback will start that. You got Will Grier coming out. You got Justin Herbert possibly coming out. Those are 2 good options right off the bat. The quarterback from NC State, I'm drawing a blank right now. So yeah, the Giants should be playing for #1. They shouldn't be playing to win. Peterman, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't think the Eagles want to win this game. It will not. It literally would not benefit the Giants. It literally wouldn't benefit the Giants at all to win this game. It just would not make any sense at all. I mean, any. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't make sense. Yeah, they have to play for #1. Oh no, trade bait for who? Who's gonna take Eli right now? Nobody takes Eli right now. Nobody. Nobody's gonna take Eli. Nobody in their right mind would take Eli right now. So you letting them just play this year out. This is this farewell tour. He's done after this year. I think Eli Manning retires at the end of the year. He's had a good run. He won 2 Super Bowls, beat the Patriots, beat the undefeated Patriots. So why not retire right now? Just go ahead and because who's gonna pick him up? No, nobody's gonna pick him up. So this is his last year. Let him play this year out, and he retires at the end of the year. Yeah, Pete. You never say good and Peterman in the same sentence. Yeah, Peterman is trash. Pure trash. Now that's trash. Who else we had today? Patriots and Titans. Patriots lost today. That one kind of surprised me, honestly. That one kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting the Patriots to lose this game. But I kind of had a fit. Oh my God, that's a nice hit. Michael Bennett on Dak Prescott, taking him a little long to get up. But the Titans look like they carried over some momentum from Monday night from playing Dallas. And they came out prepared today. They must have heard everybody disrespecting them, saying about how good the Patriots are and what the Patriots are gonna do. And they came out and basically, man, they was in control. They was in control the whole entire game. Mariota had another 200 yard game, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tom Brady didn't have a touchdown today. Gronk was out today, and I know Mike is gonna be saying, they can't win without Gronk. I think they can win without Gronk. I just don't think that this is the year where they score a lot of points, and that's what's gonna really hurt them. Their inability to score points. Against good teams, and the Titans have a really good defense. That's not a team that's struggling defensively. So the Patriots are gonna have to find some offense from somewhere. Josh Gordon don't seem to look the same. He catches some, he drops some. Don't Sometimes him and Thomas not on the same page. Edelman is their only really option, but he's only running 3-yard routes. So for me, the Patriots going to be in trouble. No, well, they're clearly not the same team without Gronk. Can they win without Gronk? Yeah, sure, they've done it before, but they're definitely not the same team without Gronk. So yeah, for sure, they're clearly not the same team with and without Gronk. And who would be when you got a target like that? 6'7", 260 pounds, catch everything. They're they will lose in the AFC Championship game. They will be the Patriots. They are the Patriots. Still gonna get there. Yeah, which is the reason why I said they're gonna get to the AFC Championship game. But I think they're gonna lose the AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. The Chiefs will be ready this time that they play the Patriots. I thought Patrick Mahomes looked like he was a little out of his element to start that game playing against the Patriots early in the year. But in the second half, he settled down. I don't see those nerves coming out this time. He's been battle tested. He's went to Denver. He's gonna play the Chargers twice. He's played the Patriots. This guy, he's gonna play the Rams this upcoming week. He's been playing playoff teams. All those teams are playoff teams besides the Broncos, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Rams. These are good football teams. These are teams that I fully expect to be in the playoffs. Obviously, the Chargers and the Chiefs is in the same division, so the Chargers will be the wild card. But this time around in the playoffs, I think the Chiefs will meet the Patriots in the wild card. In the AFC Championship game. And the Chiefs will be ready this time. They did get Justin Houston back. They got D Ford on the other side. That pass rush is going to be a lot better this time around for Brady. And everybody know you put pressure on Brady, you got a pretty good chance to win that game. Yeah, the Patriots are going to be the Patriots. I still think they make it to the AFC Championship game, but I don't think they do anything else. Who said they play good versus everyone else? Well, yeah, they played bad today. But you can't tell me either that if Grunt was in there that, things would have been the same. That Brady probably wouldn't have scored a touchdown today. That's the type stuff that yeah, they lost to the Lions and to the Jaguars. They done lost to the Titans, they done lost to the Jaguars, and they done lost Titans, Lions, and Jaguars. So for it's not as if they've just been steamrolling people. They've lost to teams that they shouldn't lose to. Honestly, this Jacksonville Jaguars team is not a good football team. That Detroit Lions team is not a good football team. The Titans, they're a decent team. I wouldn't say that they're not a good football team. They're a decent football team. But the Patriots should have handled that. 2-3 in the final 5. I haven't looked that far at their schedule, let me look at their schedule because I'm already there. So they play the Jets next week, or they're on the bye. They're on the bye next week. They're on the bye next week. Then they play the Jets. Then they play the Vikings at home. Then they play the Dolphins on the road, the Steelers on the road, the Bills at home, and then the Jets at home. I can see them losing to the Steelers. It's a regular season game, and it'll be at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. The Vikings is going to give them all they can handle. That's for sure. I think they go 4-2. I think they beat the Jets both times that they play the Jets. I think they beat the Dolphins. They got mind control over the Dolphins. And I think they beat the Bills. I think the two teams they lose to is the Vikings and the Steelers. So I think they go 4-2 over their next 6. That could be very well so, because I don't think that they're gonna have home field wrapped up. But you have to also be really. Fans, they're alright. They're not good. They're alright. They're a decent team. Bills don't overreact to them playing the Jets. The Jets is not a good football team. And can you really expect Matt Barkley to do what he did every week from here on out? No, the Bills is a bad football team. That's a bad football team. They beat up on a bad Jets team today. That's all that was. And the Broncos and the Dolphins are not a good football team as long as Brock Osweiler is in there. Even with Ryan Tannehill in there, they say Ryan Tannehill is supposed to be coming back next week or something like that. He's going to be able to start throwing next week. That's still not a good football team. I fully believe that. I don't think they win without Bell. They've been showing that they're pretty good without him. I just think to get over the hump, they need Bell. But they're not sorry without him. They just won't be able to climb the mountain unless he's there. And obviously he's not going to be there. It's going to be James Conner, and I think that's going to be their mistake. Because I don't think James Conner can carry a team. People kind of overreact to his stats, and yeah, he's had a really good year. But people overreact to stats without watching the games. James Conner has had some really bad games where he's only gotten 20 yards a game on 15 carries. He's done that like 3 times where he's gotten less than 30 yards in a game. But people only look at the numbers. They're not really looking at the games, and they screw his numbers. I don't like those kind of people. But he's a good running back. He's just not the guy that's going to be able to get them over the hump. No, they're gonna leave that division the way they is, Chris. I don't see them moving divisions. It's pretty equal right now. And who would they put in the AFC East? So for me, I think they leave it the way it is. And then unless they just go to an AFC and an NFC, which I don't think that's going to happen either. That's the reason why you got division. It's much easier that way. You have your division champs, and then your 2 wild cards. So I think that division is going to stay the same. Yeah, me too. I mean, you really shouldn't have a team. You really shouldn't have a team like the Patriots in that division. But this is the way I also look at it. They're not always going to be this good. They're not always going to have Tom Brady. So who knows what that division is going to look like in 3 years when Brady's not there no more? Because I fully expect Brady to be retired in 3 years. This year, I think he gives you 2 more, and I think he's done. Especially if he doesn't win a Super Bowl within these next few years, I think he go ahead and hang it up. Giselle and the kids want him home anyways. I think he packs it up. Yeah, that's a nice little stretch for KC. That's a nice stretch. You would think that a team maybe like Seattle or something will be over there, but Hey man, they're gonna make it a little closer when the Raiders go to Vegas. That's not really as long as a flight as it may seem. That's only about an hour and a half flight from over there to the East Coast is real easy. Is everything is kind of close, so it's not as bad. But I definitely understand what you're saying. You got Texas over here, and then you got the rest of that division over here with New York, Philly, and Washington. So yeah, I get that. You got three teams over here. You got Dallas over here. But who cares? They're America's team. They're supposed to be able to overcome that, right? It's a nice little wrinkle right there with Golden Tate. Me, I don't know. I haven't really thought about no divisions. That's when I would actually have to sit down and actually think about. Um, but definitely some of them don't make sense. Like he just said right now with Dallas, I don't think that one really makes much sense. KC traveling all the way West Coast, I don't think that really makes a whole lot of sense. But I really haven't you're funny, man. But yeah, I nice play by Dallas right there to stop the touchdown. That definitely would have been a touchdown right there to Alshon Jeffrey. But yeah, I really haven't sat down to map it out. Well, yeah, what you got? Detroit, you got Green Bay, you got Chicago, and then you got Minnesota. Yeah, well, Minnesota is a little stretch from the rest, but yeah, that's a pretty good division. The NFC East really, but the NFC East outside of Dallas, everybody else is good. I mean, you got the Giants right there. Maybe in that one you can add like Buffalo or the Jets. You will have all northern teams in that division: Washington, Philly, um, the Giants, and then you can add like the Jets or somebody. But yeah, I mean some of them definitely don't make sense. The NFC South division, I think that's a really good division. New Orleans, Tampa, um, Carolina, and Atlanta. I think that's fair. Um, you got that's the NFC South, the NFC West. Um, who's that? San Francisco, Seattle, um, Arizona, and who am I missing from that division? Seattle, um, and the Rams. Right? Is that the Rams division as well? The NFC West, yeah, the Rams, Seattle, uh, um, Arizona, and the 49ers. I think that's a really good one, especially now with the Rams being in Los Angeles. I think that's a really good division. Like I said, the NFC South is a really good division. The NFC North, that's an okay division. Maybe you can move Minnesota. The NFC East, I also think that's a really good one outside of Dallas. Like I said before, the AFC West, the Chiefs. Yeah, I would definitely move the Chiefs. But who would you swap them with? When you actually think about the grand scheme of things, because the AFC South is also a pretty good division. You got Houston, Tennessee, the Colts, and Jacksonville. Maybe you can move Jacksonville. Yeah, yeah. Every division really got that one team that's kind of out here on the outskirts. The AFC South, you got Jacksonville way down here, but to Tennessee and all that other stuff, it's not really that far. Every division have those teams like that. So I mean, to me, I think it's okay. Maybe you can move a few here and there, but I think overall it's good. Which ones, Travis? Which ones you talking about? Yeah, that's a really good one. But only because now the Rams are in Los Angeles. When they was in St. Louis, that's you're talking about them having to travel west for that division. So now, yeah, it makes sense because now they're in Los Angeles. Yeah, it makes sense because you got Seattle that's right there. You obviously you go right there to the Bay, but now it does. Yeah, and then yeah, of course, yeah, it used to be the LA Rams, and then they moved. Yeah, but when they were St. Louis, they still had to travel, maybe to their own fault. But no, I mean, come on, man, I'm a sports guy. Nothing is really too far out of my realm. I might have never seen it, but far as personally, but yeah, come on, man, everybody know that the Rams are used to be in LA. That's why everybody was so excited to have them back. And they already had that fan base, but yeah, that one makes sense now. Yeah, Dickerson is active. I mean, he's always talking about it on Undisputed, but I kind of knew it before then. I ain't that young. I'm young, but I ain't that young. I'm young enough to um they looking pretty good right now. I'm never gonna not tell the truth about them. I don't like them, but I mean they're looking pretty good right now. Zeke running the ball pretty good. Yeah, Zeke running it pretty good. I would thought that the Eagles would have played way better than this, especially being at home. I would have thought that they would have played a little bit better, but they came out kind of flat in this game. But I've had this conversation with Matthew before about Wentz. I don't think Wentz is as good as people say that he is either. Now he's better than Dak, but I don't. I think people give Wentz a lot of credit. He's in a really good system. He should be out, Travis, but I don't think he will. Jerry Jones like to have guys that he can control, and he can control Jason Garrett. That's why he hasn't got rid of him yet. The Cowboy fans like mediocrity. That's why Jerry Jones came out this week and said Dak Prescott was going to get extended because they like mediocrity. I don't see how, you know, 3 years in you can already confirm that Dak is going to get extended. That just don't make any sense to me. Oh yeah, because Jerry Jones, Harbaugh know too much football. Harbaugh he knows too much. He's Jimmy Johnson. Why do you think Jerry Jones got rid of Jimmy Johnson after winning all those titles? Because he couldn't control them, and Jerry Jones like to have control of everything. That's why he's the owner and the GM, and he had never hired a GM because he wanted to be in control of everything. He's a micromanager, and that's why the Cowboys haven't won since the '90s because he started to want to be because he wanted to be a micromanager. I wouldn't. I mean, you're still getting a check, so I mean, boycotting. I don't. I'm never. Once you sign on the contract, boycotting. No, Tank. That depends. They already won 4 games. They already kind of behind in this number one pick race, and they just drafted a quarterback number one with the number one pick last year. So tanking, nah, I think that's out of the realm for them. But I do like John Harbaugh coming over and coaching my Browns. I think he'll be a really good candidate for the Browns. I think he'll know how to work well with Baker, or he'll be able to get an offensive coordinator that can work well with Baker. So I would like Harbaugh to come over and coach Cleveland for sure. That's for sure. Calling what now? Harbaugh to the Browns? Yeah, sure. I mean, I would like that move. He's not my first choice to coach the Browns, but nonetheless, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He comes from a pedigree of coaching of good coaches. So Yeah, I mean, sure, I wouldn't be mad at it. But he's not my first pick. He's not my go-to for the Browns right now. Who else we had today? While we sit here, it's been a long day for me today. Redskins at Buccaneers. We kind of touched on that. Chargers at Raiders. Raiders. Raiders is going to be in a neat situation with all these number one picks. Obviously, they're not all this year. But I think they do have 3 first round picks this year, if I'm not mistaken, and then 1 next year. I think they gotta go quarterback. I just don't see Carr. Oh yeah, I like the Vikings. The Vikings is um that's my pick for the NFC North. I'm not gonna bail on that pick. I still think they will win the NFC North. I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky, although he's playing some really really good football right now. But I don't trust Mitchell Trubisky. They still have to play the Packers one more time. They're gonna have to play the Vikings. So that division is going to work itself out. But yeah, I think the Vikings are still a good team. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. He's an upgrade from Case Keenum, and it's been showing. Dalvin Cook looks to be healthy. He had a 70-yarder last week. He's been plagued by that hamstring ever since college, since he was at Florida State. But I think he's finally healthy now. I think so. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel. Turn the post notifications on so y'all know whenever we go live. Also, make sure you guys follow the RTF Sports Talk podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for all my people over here. And on Sunday mornings at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:45 Mountain Standard Time. Cowboys just missed a field goal wide right. They're probably going to get rid of this kicker soon. He's starting to miss a lot of field goal kicks, and that's big time right there. Still 13-3. They look nice. I can't even flex. The Bears have looked way better than what I expected them to look this year. I thought they had no chance coming into the season because I didn't think Mitchell Trubisky was going to be able to get over the hump. But like I said, so far Matt Nagy has made his job a lot easier. He's making the throws that he needs to make, and he's doing it. And he's doing a really good job controlling that offense. I believe he had another 2 or 3 touchdowns today. No interceptions. So. Mitchell Trubisky is playing some really good football, man. 3 touchdowns today. He did throw 3. 23 of 30, only 7 incompletions, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's looking really, really nice. But I don't think that's going to last. It may not be his fault why they don't win the division, but I don't think it's going to last. But he's definitely helping them out right now. He's definitely playing some good football. Matt Nagy is calling, a really good game. So, I guess go Bears. Bear down, as they say. I got 2 Bear friends, dudes that's Bears fans. As they say, bear down, whatever that means. Let me look at this. Seahawks, Rams. Rams played kind of sloppy today. I didn't like that. As I talked about earlier, even when you let the Seattle Seahawks put up 31 points on you, your defense really need an overhaul. Donald had, I believe, 2.5 sacks today. He dominated as always. Dante Fowler had a strip sack. He played well. You know, that pass rush features 4 first rounders. That's crazy. Brocker, Sue, Donald, and Dante Fowler. And when they're in the game, you know, they can wreak havoc for real. That defensive line is nothing to be played with. I think it's the other positions. You know, Marcus Peters, I think the linebacker position is going to hurt the Rams in the long run. Their offense hasn't really looked particularly well. They did put up 36 today. Brandon Cooks has been a huge pickup for them. Sean McVay is using him in ways where kind of like where Sean Payton used to use him in, getting him in the best situation. So kudos to Sean McVay. I think you did mention the Bears winning that division, but it's still not over with yet for them, Mike. They still have a long ways to go. You know, they are far from in the driver's seat. Yeah, now they're 6-3. They still got 7 games left. That's a lot. You know, when they play the Vikings next week, who is coming off of a bye week. Yeah, I mean, I did too, because I just didn't think the Bears were going to be good. I mean, they are a surprising team. But next week they got the Vikings, albeit at home. But the Vikings is on the Yeah, I mean, yeah, Matthew Matthew go hard sometimes, but they play the Vikings next week. Vikings coming off of a bye week. That seems to be trouble. They play the Lions on the road. That could be a potential trap game. Then they play the Giants. I think that's a win. But then they play the Rams. That's going to be a loss. They're going to play the Packers. I think that's going to be another loss. They could beat the 49ers. I can see that being a win. Then they get the Vikings again on the road. I think they lose that game. So I think in these next 7, I think they only win 3. I think they go 3-4, and I think the Vikings reclaim that division because they're going to have head-to-head. No, because I don't think coaching was the reason why the Browns aren't winning right now. The coaching didn't go out there and miss a field goal to win the game in overtime against the Steelers. The coach didn't go out there and miss an extra point against the Saints. The coach didn't go out there and make a bad call like the ref did against the Raiders. That's 3 wins right there. The Browns would have 6 wins right now, you know, instead of 5 losses. No, I don't think they're that good. I mean, look at that defense. And anybody can be good when you're calling plays. Anybody will be good when you're calling plays and you got Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, and Sammy Watkins. I mean, that's why they're that good. But look at the defense, giving up more yards than anybody. Statistically, the worst defense as far as giving up yards in the NFL. So, I mean, take your pick. I mean, they don't have guys like Baker. Or I mean, they don't have the Browns don't have guys like the guys that's in Kansas City. That's why they're not losing. Any other team? I mean, pick your team and I'll tell you. Pick the team and not take. Kelce is an All-Pro no matter who he playing with. That's disrespectful to a guy like Kelce, who is clearly the second best tight end in the league. So put Kelce on any team and Kelce can thrive. Staff is good. How is that staff good? This is the same staff that lost to Tennessee last year in the playoffs. This is the same staff now. So I think that Hill in LA with John Gruden, yeah, I think he can be a Pro Bowler. Not to mention Tyreek Hill he's been in this system. This is the same system. This is the same coaches. He wasn't even a Pro Bowler in this system last year. He was a kick returner. That's why Jalen Ramsey, him and Jalen Ramsey was going at it. Yeah, but they never won a championship, Mike. We're talking about the Kansas City staff. We ain't talking about the Eagle staff. The Eagle staff didn't win a championship either. And they underperformed with Andy Reid when they should have won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, this is the same staff from last year. We're talking Kansas City right now. This is the same exact staff from last year. Why couldn't they beat the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs last year? So don't give me it's the staff and they'll improve the Browns to be an AFC Championship team. That's false. That's false. How about they make it to the AFC Championship game first, which they haven't done. So, that the jury is still out on that. Now, I do believe that they will be an AFC Championship team, but it to me, it really got nothing to do with Andy Reid. I mean, you got 4 playmakers. I mean, how hard is it? I just don't. So, yeah, I mean, they're good, but, I mean, come on. It's the same staff. Yeah, but who say that they still know how to win now? The point ain't whether or not they know how to win, because that's on the players to learn how to win. The coaches aren't doing that. You said the Browns would still be. You said the Browns would be an AFC Championship team if they had Kansas City staff. Kansas City wasn't even an AFC Championship team, and we still don't know if they're an AFC Championship team right now. We may believe it because of what they're doing. Yeah, I believe they going to get to the AFC Championship game. I believe they're going to get to the Super Bowl. But this is the same staff from last year. What did they do last year? Me, Mike, and Chris need to do a show. Yeah, I've done a show one time with those guys on the Big Blue Breakdown, but just one time. Just Andy Reid, I'm just gonna have to show me that he can get it done. Because he hasn't been able to get it done. Yeah, he win a lot of games. He's a good coach. I'm not doubting that. But he has to get to an AFC Championship himself with this team. He hasn't done it, and he's had some pretty good teams. People talk about Alex Smith, but go look at what Alex Smith did last year. He was no knockoff, and they still couldn't get it done. The Browns are having trouble because they were missing. The Browns are having trouble because they're beating themselves. When you're missing field goals and you're missing extra points, that's beating themselves. Hey, I appreciate that, Chris. I appreciate that. Ezekiel Elliott versus 8+ defenders in the box, 217 carries, ranked first. 979 rushing yards, and ranked first. Hey, I'm down to do sports anytime I can do sports, man. I love sports. I like talking sports. Anytime that I can do sports, good with me. Long as it's with some knowledgeable people, hey, I'm all good for that. I don't really like arguing with people or debating with people that don't know what they're talking about. Hey, Mike, don't talk about Michigan. Michigan is going to win the Big Ten this year. And they're probably going to push Alabama because they're probably going to stay right there at the 4 seed. Yeah, they beat Ohio State. Ohio State haven't even looked good this year. Ohio State almost lost to Michigan despite what the score said. I watched that game. They didn't look impressive to me. They almost lost to Nebraska. They didn't look that impressive to me. They lost to Purdue. They just haven't looked that impressive to me. Yeah, Urban Meyer's a good coach. But so is Jim Harbaugh. They both won loss. We're gonna see in about 2 weeks. But Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see in 2 weeks when they when Michigan travel to the Horseshoe. I think they're gonna be the Big Ten champion. I think they're gonna beat Ohio State. They're gonna go to the Big Ten, face whoever the other side got, and I think they win that division. I think they get themselves into the college football playoffs. But I think they get in as a third seed because I think Notre Dame slips up and lose. Notre Dame didn't look that impressive to me playing Florida State. They just didn't because I know personally how sorry Florida State is, and they just didn't, even though it was Brandon Wimbush, you don't know how Ian Book is going to be coming off rib injuries. Being able to throw the ball, that's going to take time. A broke rib, from what I'm hearing, he got a broke rib. That's not an easy thing to be a quarterback if you're talking about throwing the ball, twisting and turning. So we don't know really how Ian Book is going to look. Washington? You talking about Washington Cougars, like the? Oh no, Washington Redskins. They're in the NFC East, man. Right now they got a 2-game lead over the Eagles, who seem to be struggling right now with Dallas. They're kind of banged up. Also at the running back position and the offensive line position, but they won today. They got it done again today. So right now they're in control of the NFC East. They control their own destiny. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to win the NFC East. I think the Eagles going to win tonight. That's going to move them 1 game closer. But I think the Redskins is going to win. Is going to win that division. I picked the Giants, by the way, to win that division at the start of the season. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I didn't expect Eli to be this bad. I didn't expect the offensive line to be that bad. But yeah, I think Washington got as good a chance as anybody in the NFC East. I think Dallas is going to lose tonight, and that's going to put them out of contention. Because I just don't see the Eagles or the Redskins just going down the second half of the season where the Cowboys can climb back from 3-6 and win that division. That mean they have to win they have to win 4 straight. I mean their next they have to win 7 straight to finish the season off 10-6. I don't see that happening. This Cowboys team, I don't see that happening. As they show the NFC East standing on the screen, Washington 6-3, Philly is 4-4. I think they fully go to 5-4 today. They're 1 game behind the Redskins, but the Cowboys at 3-6 will need to win their next 7. I don't see that happening. Not with Dak Prescott. Which is the reason why I said Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback. 2nd year in a row, they're going to miss the playoffs. There's no reason why this team should be 3-5 playing in the NFC East. There's absolutely no reason why with a quarterback as people say, Dak Prescott is so good. I just don't see that. Yeah. Zeke can go. He was a hurdler in high school, so he got those kind of skills. As he gets loose right now, that's a man. When Dak Prescott do good, check the facts. Dak Prescott does good when Ezekiel Elliott does good. When Ezekiel Elliott doesn't do good and they're putting the pressure on Dak Prescott to sling the ball around, look at what happens. His first season was an anomaly. That you're not going to see that too many more times from him during his career. Sorry. Anytime, man. I like doing this. Y'all actually make me brush up on my skills doing this. and testing my knowledge, being that most of this stuff normally just comes straight off the top without any preparation. If the Cowboys score here, they're gonna put some real pressure. Nah, Matthew ain't leaving the show. Cowboys got to score a touchdown here. Yeah, he's gonna start his own podcast, but he's not leaving the show. That's just like me, I have my own podcast as well. Unpopular opinion while we're here. You look for it on YouTube at an unpopular opinion, on Spreaker through the RTR Production Spreaker page. Hit the show's drop down menu, find unpopular opinion, or you can just search it at unpopular opinion. What you mean beef? Like real beef, or you talking about just like what you mean beef? But make sure you guys follow the Unpopular Opinion Spreaker page. I'm live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Appreciate it, man. If you check it out, hey, I appreciate that. I try. I'm gonna be live tomorrow on Spreaker at Unpopular Opinion at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to go live. And I'm going to go live on YouTube on the Unpopular Opinion page. No, because Matthew's not really Cowboys scored 19-13, waiting on the extra point. Matthew don't really like to do a lot of conversation. I think the biggest things we've ever had is the Carmelo situation. Or if we talk SEC football, we don't really talk SEC on the show a lot. And when we do talk about the SEC, it's normally stuff that we agree on, like as far as like the rankings, what the rankings is going to be. But not really. Probably need to spice it up a little bit, huh? But make sure you guys follow the Unpopular Opinion Spreaker page. I'm live every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. I'm there tomorrow. Yeah, but that gets kind of boring if you're doing it all the time. Now, we will, once basketball season kicks in and football season go away. Football is pretty cut and dry. It's really not a lot to really differentiate. It's not really a lot to disagree on. In football, especially this year, everything is pretty cut and dry. Maybe when we get to the playoffs, you'll start seeing a lot different. You talking about this right here seems like a football show? Yeah, this is a football show. Or really not really a football show. It's just we can talk about anything. We can talk basketball if y'all want. We can talk whatever, but mainly it's football because football is really what's dominating right now. Well, yeah, it depends on when you started watching RTS Sports, because we started out talking about basketball. All last year was basketball. During the off season, we talked about basketball. Now football season is in, we really talk about football. Yeah, it's just right now. Football is what's dominating the headlines for everything. Basketball is kind of on the back burner. They don't really play a lot of games on television because football season is in. Once football season starts to die down, just when football season starts to die down, especially college football, because when college football die down, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of college basketball on the ESPN networks and the ABCs and CBS. So then we're going to start moving into basketball. It's just right now. Basketball ain't interesting. It's too many games that they'll be worried about basketball right now. Covering Big 12, yeah, Mike is a Big 12 fan. Mike been trying to convince me that and you as well, trying to tell me the Big 12 is a good conference. But yeah, we're definitely going to cover all conferences when that time comes. Like I say, whenever football die down, we're going to start getting heavy into basketball. And then that's when it's going to be mainly a basketball, because obviously basketball is going to run all the way up through June when the NBA Finals end in June. So, yeah, the Big 12 is going to be good. I don't think that they're going to be that they're going to be great. Um, I don't know how many teams they get in there. For me, I think my final four right now, if I had to pick right now, I would still put UK up there. I'm gonna put Duke in there. I think Villanova gets in there. And we'll see about that other team. There's so many more that I want to put there, but nobody has really played a lot yet, and I don't like really making a lot of predictions. Um, when I haven't seen a lot. That's why if you guys notice, if you've been listening to RTS Sports Talk and you've been listening to us make picks, you notice I started out the season really bad on picks because at the beginning of the season nobody really knows who anybody is. Anybody can be beat. Now you starting to see I'm only missing 2 or 3 picks. Why? Because now we know who teams are. You know, there's no flodgers. At this point of the season, you are who you are. If you're good, you're good. If you're bad, you're not. So it's pretty cut and dry. Right now is Duke's ball game. I don't see how they lose right now. Unless they start to get the big head, and think that they're too big for the program, which I don't think so. This is a Coach K led team, and Coach K is one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to ever do it. So I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think right now is Duke in the field. What's y'all Final Four looking like? All right, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming through the stream, man. Definitely going to be seeing you more during basketball season. Uh, I can't wait, man. I love basketball season. I love college basketball. I love all college sports. So if it's college sports, I like to cover it. That's baseball, softball. I like watching all that stuff, man. It's something about college sports for me. I think that those guys or girls want it more. Then when you get to the pro, you got really nothing to work for at that point. You start being selfish. You start worrying about yourself. You start worrying about how much money you make. And I'm not knocking you. Go make your money. Just for me, just for my viewing time, I like it. Which show? RTS Sports Talk, or are you talking about my podcast? Or are you talking about this show? Oh, that's a bomb by Carson Wentz. Yeah, that's on Mike and Matthew. My schedule is pretty much free all day. Like I say, I go to school, so it's mainly on those guys whenever they free. You know, yeah, it's up to Mike and Matthew. Those are the guys. That be. I am a leader. That's why I got my own show and I make my own rules on that show. These guys brought me into this show, so I just help out when I can. Obviously, I'm on the show. I'm on the team, obviously, but this is the show that these guys brought me in on. So for me, it's up to when they're free. Not really, what I want is when they're free. Because I would probably like doing shows at 7. That's the time I put my son down and go to sleep. So that's when my schedule is really wide open, at 7. I appreciate it, man. I try to do my thing when I can. But yeah, I mean, I would love to do a late show. Like I said, I put my son down at, 7 you guys' time is 5 o'clock my time. My son is still up. He'll be running around all crazy. But for me, it really doesn't matter what time we do the show. You know. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I like doing it too, man. I mean, like I said, y'all be helping me brush up on my skills, keeping me sharp and all that other stuff. I like it, man. So yeah, that's true. That's true. But we make a good team. We do all right. Yeah, Sean Lee is always hurt, and that rookie that they got, Vander Bosch or whatever his name is, he got a pick. He got an interception this game. Sean Lee, yeah, Sean Lee's probably gonna get kicked to the curb. Um, I don't see them paying a linebacker that can never stay healthy. It just doesn't make sense financially. It just doesn't. So I think this is Sean Lee's last year with the Cowboys. Vander Bosch done took that spot. That's true, but I don't think they give him a long term deal. I think the long term deal is off the table for sure. But I think the Eagles gonna go ahead and win this game. I'm gonna wrap this show up. Right now. I appreciate you, Travis, for coming through, man. You always been there. I mean, you always come through for me. Him, Jason Garrett, and Dak all out. Nah, Jason Garrett and Dak is gonna stay. I don't see. Like I said, Jerry Jones like to have somebody that he can control, and he can control Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett should have been gone. He should have been gone. If we're being honest, Jason Garrett should have been out as he should have been out as the coach. Um, but that's gonna be it for tonight, man. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Same time next week. Halftime of the Sunday night game next week will be on. Make sure you guys tune into RTS Sports Talk on Tuesday, Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Sundays, 9:45 a.m. Make sure you guys tune into the Unpopular Opinion podcast. I'm live every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you like up the podcast. Make sure you like the stream. Share it, like it. Appreciate y'all.